Hello everyone, Gentleman here. For this video, I wanted to touch up on Automation Tower, just because I know there might be some newer players coming into the game, so this might be your first time coming across this activity, and you don't really know what it is, or if you should do it, is it difficult, or whatever the case might be, right? And although I can't quite remember exactly when this activity becomes available to you, whether that's at the beginning of the game, or level 30, 40, or whatever, I'm here to tell you that this activity is actually a lot easier than you might think. And of course, once you come across this activity, you'll see it at level 1. And whenever you complete level 1, it'll give you a chance to move on to level 2 and then to level 3, so on and so forth. And the main difference that you can see as we go through the levels is going to be the recommended combat power increasing and more, like modifiers being added to the floors, or to the levels, I should say. Now, these levels basically consist of 25 total floors, and each floor has its own reward. So very, very rewarding. But yeah, as you can see, I wanted to do this video before I knocked it out because you can't see the rewards anymore. But yeah, floor 1, I got a charm. Floor 2, charm. More charms, and then you get exclusive, epic equipment, selection chests, which are super good. Gold, more charms. More chests, leaves, sky stones, etc. Right? So you get the idea. So really, really good rewards. Of course, this is at level 5. These rewards are of course going to go down the lower levels you tackle. But you're still getting really, really good stuff. As we can see right here, you can get a level 78 epic accessory selection chest. And the sets do rotate whenever this activity is reset, if I'm not mistaken. So this time around is lifesteal set. So very, very good. You get to pick exactly what you want, whether it's a ring or a neck piece with critical hit damage, attack percentage ring, health percentage ring, whatever. So very, very powerful and very good rewards, even at level 1. And you also get another epic accessory charm selection chest, which again, epic quality items are amazing, especially as I mentioned, level 1. And again, as I mentioned before, this activity is a lot easier than you might imagine. Even though it says recommended combat power at 130,000, your team maybe could even be at like 100,000, 98,000 or whatever it might be. And I'm sure you'll still be able to clear it. So don't be discouraged if you see this number be slightly higher than you currently are, because trust me, you will be able to complete it as long as you put up a decent enough team to be able to get through it. And I'll go over a quick little team just so you can see a quick little example. The team that I use is very simple, very plain. I'm sure you at least have maybe 1 or 2 of the characters that you see right here. But for the most part, if you just want a very consistent team that is very much like hands off, you don't need to do anything, you don't need to manual it, you can just kind of set it and forget it. A team like this will do the job just fine. Of course, you can change some characters like I do as you're going through some of the floors, because in my case, Violet here at the front is very, very useful. Just because most, if not a lot of the floors are going to have either water or grass type enemies, so Violet will very easily be able to counter them. Only whenever I see a floor that has a lot of fire type enemies, then I go ahead and switch Violet for my awesome and beloved Aria, just because she also counters whenever she uses her skill. But again, if you want a very consistent team, instead of having a support like Vivian, as you see right here, you can just simply add another Soul Weaver to add that extra bit of confidence and consistency to your team. In this case, I have Diane. I mean, she is a limited character, so I mean, you can always just add maybe Destina, whatever, right? Just 2 Soul Weavers to keep your 2 damage dealing characters alive throughout the floors. And this is very much a set it and forget it type of situation. Violet, of course, is going to be one of the main ones, because whenever he attacks, he of course does heal himself back up. So a lot of the times you'll see characters here in the back row like Landy or other characters that do AoE, or just simply put, if you're newer into the game, of course, you might not have that many characters built or that much variety of characters just yet. So honestly, just 2 healers, your strongest damage dealing character, and either, you know, Violet or any other character that can counter, or just simply a knight, right, that can protect you. So very, very easy. You honestly can't go wrong with very much any type of team that you assemble, so long as you have a way to sort of heal back up. Because yeah, like if you get damaged or if a character dies, it will ask you if you want to use a stigma to recover them. But the more you use your stigma, or the more you heal or recover your characters, this price will start increasing by quite a lot. So you do not want to let your characters die, and you of course don't want to have to heal them every single time you go through a floor. So keep that in mind. And again, you can always look up online what kind of teams people use. In my case, my most hands-off, my best team that I always use at the level 5 is just gonna be this. Super easy, 2 Soul Weavers. She gives me attack buff for my 2 characters. Violet just normally dishes out all the damage whenever you get attacked. So very easy. Another thing why Violet or any other counter type unit is very useful is because whenever you come across these enemies, there will be a lot of enemies. So you will be getting attacked more so than you attack them. So you want to turn that into an advantage, right? Rather than getting overwhelmed every single time it's the enemy's turn, you want to be able to dish back damage even on the enemy's turn. So that's why I would absolutely recommend any type of character that you build on counter set, or any type of character that counters automatically, such as Violet, etc. And if you want to get a little bit more information before you jump in, you can always take a quick look right over here where the, I guess, season information is at. And you'll be able to take a quick look at the boss floors, right? Anytime there's actual characters in a floor, they'll be considered boss floors instead of, you know, your usual mobs of monsters. So you'll be able to see what you can expect right down here. Also, of course, as we mentioned earlier, whenever you take a look at the levels that you're in, you'll be able to see what kind of modifiers for the enemies are being active. Honestly, I wouldn't worry too much. I mean, you can always take a look at this if you want more information or if you want to, you know, have a heads up. But honestly, in my case, I never look at this. So that's kind of to give you an idea of how much easier this is than it looks, right? Like you see all these modifiers and you're like, oh my god, like what can I do? What can't I do? Oh, I gotta strategize, shift your characters. But not really. Like I've used this team that I showed you for like the past year, and it's been totally fine. So you can always look this up. Of course, not a big deal. The better prepared you are, the better. If anything, I would say maybe check out the last floor, which is gonna be obviously one of the hardest ones, and see what you need to look out for. Because in my case, the only times that I actually do any meaningful changes to my team is during the boss floors. But mainly because a lot of the times in the boss floor, instead of Destina, you'll see someone like Roana, which heals back her entire team whenever you do a counter attack. And as I mentioned earlier, counter characters on your team are very, very valuable just because, again, you can do damage off turn. But yeah, if Roana is here in the boss stage, she will heal her team so much, and your counter characters will actually be kind of hindering your run more than helping you out. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be mostly it for this automation tower quick overview. If you have any other questions, please let me know down in the comments below. I'll do my best to help you out. But please don't be afraid, don't be overwhelmed by these floors, the levels, the recommended power. I assure you, your account is way stronger than you think it is. And don't make the same mistake that I did, because when I first started, again, I wanted to basically over prepare for every activity, just because I was getting a lot of, you know, anxiety about these activities. Like I hate losing, so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna come back later when my characters are built, and I missed out on these rewards for so long. I think I completed level 1, and I was just doing level 1 over and over and over instead of taking the leap and going to level 2, right? Like something so simple like that can definitely slow you down quite a lot. So yeah, don't make the same mistake that I did. Jump in is way easier than you can imagine, and you'll be able to you know, go up these levels so much faster than if you wait, because it's kind of time gated, right? Like even if you complete level 1, you won't be able to go to level 2 until this automation tower resets, which is every 10 or so days, something like that, maybe a little bit longer, but you'll be able to see it right here at the bottom, right? 6 days left until reset. But yeah, guys, try this activity out. Let me know in the comments below if you have any other questions. That way I can help you out. The teams don't really matter too much. There's so many other teams out there that are definitely viable. So just go with whatever characters you have built at the moment and don't worry too much about it. Thank you all so much for watching. Consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Laters.